First off, guys, I just want to say that I'm terribly, deeply sorry. I really am. I wanted to do a live, I really did, but I've been having a lot of technical issues lately, and I don't know what's going on with that, so I'm just gonna do this instead. But I wanted to do a live kind of talking about optimism. I know that's kind of weird, but if you look outside the window, you can see how messed up the world is right now. And it takes a lot of strength to get through day to day anymore with all that's going on out there. It really does. And I know a lot of people struggle trying to find the strength and the courage to go and actually live their lives. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to say that yes, things are hard right now, but you have to have optimism. You have to have positivity. You just have to. It makes everything so much easier. And the easiest thing that I can suggest is to be yourself, no matter what. No matter what people are saying about you, or what people think about you, or whatever people may believe about you, don't listen to that. Be yourself. Always be yourself. I am unapologetically myself all the time, and I don't know why anybody would want to put on a false face and pretend that they're something that they're not. Because when you're not being yourself, you are wearing a visage, and it's not real. And it only makes the stress that much worse, I think, because you're not being yourself on top of everything else that's going on with the world. And you have to be yourself. You have to. Because that's just one less thing you have to worry about. Why hide who you are, regardless of what anybody says or thinks or believes, or however somebody acts towards you? Be yourself. It doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they think, it doesn't matter what they believe, because only you know what is going to work for you, and only you know what makes you happy. And you have to follow that in the face of adversity and in the face of people trying to get under your skin. Because I personally know how it can be out there. I've taken my fair share of abuse, and I've taken my fair share of discrimination and whatever. The point is, always be yourself, because if you're being yourself, then you can at least be proud to know that you are not lying to yourself, and you're not lying to anybody else. And that's pretty much the biggest piece of advice that I can give. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it is. Trust me, you guys. I really do know. And with that being said, there are ways that you can manipulate the stress into your favor. It's just a matter of finding what works for you. I'll take myself as an example. Fashion. I love fashion. I really do. I adore it. And when I get dressed up, it gives me new confidence in who I am. And I wear that attitude with pride because I'm staying true to myself. Does that make sense to anybody? Females especially can find a lot of distraction with fashion. Like right now, it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting here in a nightgown and a pair of Soho wedges, and I don't even care. It makes me feel good, and it makes me look at the world around me in a much brighter kind of light because I feel good about myself. So you have to take something that works for you and use that to manipulate the web of wrongness that's going on in the world. And that is your drive for optimism. Fashion is a really good one. Guys, too. If you feel good wearing a suit, an Armani suit and a tie and all of that, do it. Because it makes you feel good, right? So, fuck what everybody says and what everybody thinks, and be true to yourself, regardless. Because if you're not lying to yourself, then that stress that will get added for hating yourself is gone, and it just makes everything around you become perceived so much easier, I think. And it doesn't even have to be fashion. I'm also a writer, so writing is a very, very good distraction because I can take my feelings about the world and exercise them as I am writing. And I know that sounds weird, but if you are a writer, you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you write from what you know, because there's a lot of raw emotion in doing that. And you take all of that and you can twist it and manipulate it to make yourself feel better. Music. I love music too. Music is relaxing, and sometimes, I have 75 hours on my Spotify list, which is insane. But sometimes you just take a pair of headphones and just turn on some of your favorite tunes and just vibe, without thinking about anything. And you can lay there and listen to Bon Jovi and Lady Gaga and techno and Eminem and whatever works for you, and everything is just gone. Pick music that relates to you. Pick a song that makes you feel empowered. Invincible by Pat Benatar is a very, very empowering song because you hear those lyrics and it's basically saying you're not going to stand for what everybody is saying and what everybody is thinking about you. So you have to take that and use it as your own, and it gives you a bigger confidence to get through the hardships. I don't know if this advice is really going to help anybody, but I care about people, I guess, too much. I mean, I get on here and I do videos like this, and I don't know if it helps anybody or not, but there's just too much going on to not say anything, you know what I mean? And if I can help somebody else get through whatever's going on out there, then that is awesome, and it's rewarding because I know that I was able to help somebody else that is struggling, and then they can take what they've learned and use it to help somebody else. And it's just a constant pay it forward kind of thing, which is beautiful. It's beautiful, it really is. And there's a lot of beauty out there like that. You just have to open your eyes and look for it. And depression, especially. If you struggle with depression, I do, you can't let it beat you. And I know it can be hard because of the way that people are and the things that people can say can really get into you, and it can make that depression worse. But back to what I said at the beginning, if you are true to yourself, you can stand tall in the face of that depression, and you can find the light in the darkness again. You know what I mean? Just always be true to yourself. Like I said, I am unapologetically myself, and people are either going to love you for it or they're going to hate you. But it's not your responsibility to make them either love you or hate you. They're going to decide that for themselves, and there's nothing you can do to change that, no matter what. So, if you're true to yourself and somebody hates you for it, then that's just one less person that you have to worry about in your life. You know what I'm saying? If you're being yourself and somebody has an issue with the way that you talk, or the way that you dress, or the way that you act, whatever, it's their loss. It's their loss because they don't want to take the time to get to know you for who you are, and you should not feel any shame for that, ever, because you have nothing to be sorry for. You're being yourself. You're staying true to yourself. That's really all that anybody can ask for. And like I said, people are going to like you or they're going to hate you. It's not your job to make them one way or the other. You know what I mean? It's their loss, ultimately, for not wanting to get to know who you are. And as much of a cliche as that is, I know it is, it's true, because the only person you have to impress at the end of the day is yourself. If you're happy with the tasks that you completed on a particular day, and if you're happy with the fact that you didn't have to hide who you were in front of somebody regardless, then there's nothing that you need to be sorry for. Okay? And honestly, take it from me. I've seen a lot of discrimination and hatred, and I struggle with depression all the time, and there's always something out there that you can hold on to keep you going. There's always hope, even in the darkest of times, okay? Always. And you need to find it, and you need to hold on to it regardless of what happens, because not everybody is gonna like you, and not everybody is gonna appreciate you, and not everybody is gonna respect you. But as long as you respect yourself, fuck them, okay? And I'm just being honest. Fuck them. Because there's nothing to be ashamed of when you're yourself all the time. Nothing ever to be ashamed of. And it doesn't matter if you're like me and you like to dress up like a Barbie doll all the time, and if you like to sing your songs as loud as you can, sing them louder. You know what I'm saying? Do it with pride, do it with confidence. Whatever makes you feel happy and secure with yourself is what you need to do. And if you do that, you're gonna have optimism, because the world is an extremely fucked up place right now. And it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. Like I said, be yourself and find the hope, because there is always hope. Always. Find an outlet that you can use to manipulate the consensus of society into your favor, and make yourself feel better about yourself first and foremost. Stand tall in the face of the bullies. Stand tall in the face of diversity. Stand tall in the face of the tyrants. I'm just being honest. Stand tall in the face of all of that, and don't apologize for being yourself. Don't. And I just wanted to put this message out there, and I wanted to do it live, but like I said, I was having a lot of problems, and if you've been looking forward to those, I really do apologize. I'm trying to figure it out. Just be patient with me, please. And if this helps anybody, then please go and use it to help somebody else. It doesn't matter what people say, and it doesn't matter what people do and think and how they act. Be yourself. make yourself happy when everybody else is finding a reason to be upset. And you will never have anything that you need to apologize for as long as you do that. I promise. Again, take it from me. Okay, this is how I get through things. Find the hope. Find an outlet that gives you hope. And use it all the time. Just be yourself, you guys. And you hear this all the time when you're a kid. You hear this all the time in school and, whatever. But it's true. Be yourself. Because you're never going to be happy if you're putting on a false face to fool everybody else into thinking you're something that you're not. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your preferences one way or the other. It doesn't. Because in the end, the only person that we need to satisfy and make happy are ourselves. So I hope this helps somebody. If you guys have watched all of this, I really do. Said I'm not an expert on this grand horror game of life. I'm really not. And I'm not a fan either, but believe me, there's always something to fight for. There is always something to stand tall and proud in the face of. Always. So, I hope this helps somebody. It's hard to just sit idly by and not say anything when there are a lot of people out there struggling in a lot of the ways that I am struggling. So I just kind of wanted to try and reach out and maybe comfort some of you or give you some kind of guidance or, anything like that. So I hope this has helped. I have been Samantha Rose, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and always be yourself, okay?